Artist drops hype video for new statue of Trump pal Charlie Kirk to be unveiled in Times Square. What could go wrong? Hey fellas, Onus here, and welcome back to With a Y. And this just has to be like up there in one of the most doomed ideas ever made. Italian sculptor Sergio Fernari dropped a hype video of a bronze monument of Charlie Kirk, meant to be unveiled on September 10th, 2026, the anniversary of his death. You're setting this thing up for a repeat, dude. I don't know if that's going to be the final resting place of it, but apparently that's where a lot of this guy's sculptures end up going to. And the way that this thing was shaped is just personally questionable to me. The shit he's wiping off, I'm sure it has to do with the artistic process, but it just breeds a little performative. Like, bro, you're like wiping away his tears real lovingly. And why pick this expression to immortalize him, man? It looks like this was Charlie Kirk's final expression before he looked into the eyes of Medusa. Is there anything even on that goddamn brush, man? Like, what am I looking at? Listen, people have a variety of opinions on Charlie Kirk. I personally, in life and even still in death, was never super fond of the guy. But like, just looking at the catalog of art that the actual sculptor has, it just feels so random. He has a gigantic Trump bust, so I don't know what to make of any of this. The reason I think it's only set to be unveiled in Times Square and not just straight up meant to sit there forever is because Cristiano Ronaldo's statue that he made for his 40th birthday is there as well, and you can tell that he has a specific way of just kind of sculpting these things. And weirdly, he also has an iShow Speed one. Like, look at this shit. He just gave Speed a gigantic codpiece and humongous legs. It's like flattering in some of the proportions. But it just feels like that the way that these things go is he makes the sculpture and then they just drive it around New York for a publicity stunt, and then no one knows where they end up afterwards. Speed, where are you going? Where are you going? The Prime sponsorship is kind of killing me, man. The thing with this guy is that it looks like he's made more than one Charlie Kirk sculpture. But like, what the hell was this one, bro? Stop rubbing his legs so sensually, dude. Get your fingers away from there. He made a much smaller one. Is this like gonna be the sort of deal where New York has to deal with like 2 dates of infamy? Like they have to remember Charlie Kirk's assassination because this thing's gonna be there forever, and then right after they have to remember 9/11? That's cruel to the average New Yorker, man. Now, the way I originally saw this was RT, of all places, Russia Today, posted that this thing was meant to be unveiled in Times Square, and a lot of took that to mean that it was going to be permanently situated there, and I'm not sure that's the case, but the way people have been talking about it is absolutely fucking insane. It's also about what you could expect. Is it a fucking another sculpture he made as the ornament on this dude's Jeep? I'm more fascinated everything I see new about this artist. Me, next time I go to Times Square. If you've never seen this video before, you're in for a treat. This is like apparently a thing that a lot of people go to do in China. Dude pulled off the shoe to just give this guy blows to the back of the head over and over again. Just illegal UFC hits over and over again. This would get him a point deduction in a boxing match. If you're wondering what the context of these videos even are, like ones where they're just like going up these statues behind a fence and beating the fuck out of them, just giving them forehand, backhand slaps. Those are statues of Qin Hui, who was an incredibly unpopular figure in Chinese history. Modern Chinese historians consider Qin to be a traitor for his part in the persecution and execution of Wei, a national heroic person in general who fought for the Song against the Jin dynasty. So they set up this statue that you can just go to and beat them the fuck over the head 1,000 years after his transgressions. Just doing that to Charlie Kirk, man. In 10 years, young people are going to wonder why they made a sculpture for that dude from the AI memes. And however you feel about it, I feel like on some objective sense, that is Charlie Kirk's lasting legacy. It's his face being deep-faked or just straight up AI generated onto any number of videos you've seen out there. Like any white guy who posts a headshot, whether it's at a furry convention or them just doing some normal ass shit, like Charlie Kirk is gonna end up on your face at some point, man. It happened to Kane Parsons, it can happen to you. I've known about Charlie Kirk since at least high school, but it was also mostly in the form of memes and like the occasional things that he would post as part of Turning Point. Having like a lasting memorial for the guys who are used to seeing this dude's face as part of their usual Instagram Reels doom scroll is gonna be like a really weird kind of inflection point for them. Like I can't imagine they're gonna be be super tuned into what this guy was known for during his lifetime. I have no idea how some people on Twitter think of the shit that they're saying, but it is absolutely vile. I pointed out the rather peculiar expression Charlie had on his face in this monument of him. He looks like he's pursing his lips, like he's somewhat flabbergasted or a little taken aback by something he's just heard in front of him. And then some guys like, smart move, going mouth closed. Would have spent years getting the gums to teeth ratio just fucking right. If we're going with the dubiously correct idea that this thing is going to be in New York City for the long term, I think that is like a very plausible scenario, man. Like, they might get you on public indecency charges or vandalization eventually, but that sort of thing just doesn't really stop New Yorkers, man. Like, you can lose your job, lose your freedom, and like they'll still say it was worth it for the bit. Like the lady who decided to steal the Knicks commemorative trash can, who worked at JP Morgan, she lost her job over this video, and then after she was forced to give it back, the New York City government announced that they were going to start giving these things away on like a limited trial basis, and it's like, damn, you don't even get to keep it after all that. I don't want to dog on the original artist too much because I don't know anything about him, only that he has eclectic taste and decided to give Speed a huge cock for some reason. But like with how absurd the entire thing feels, someone just going crazy saying some shit like, they hired a guy named Surgical Fudanari to make a Kirk statue, which if you think about it, if you have the preferences like that, it might explain giving IShowSpeed such a gigantic boner in the statue you make of him. I wish that was more of a signature across his statues. I need to check the Cristiano Ronaldo one again. Maybe that one had a huge cod piece as well. No, dude, Cristiano got dick-mogged by the Speed statue that this guy made. In the position they have the Charlie statue sitting in, like, even if it is huge down there, it's hidden by his legs and the shadows of the light hitting it. I'm just kind of disappointed that that wasn't more of a recurring theme. Getting back to the idea that people are going to do all sorts of manner to this inanimate object. New gender-neutral bathroom just dropped. This has got to be, like, one of the more common but effective things people will say about any public monument to a controversial figure in life. Like, I see people say that about the grave of Ronald Reagan all the time. I've never seen anybody act on it, but it's certainly a more common sentiment that you would think. A lot of people have complained about the lack of public restrooms just across New York City as a whole, like the infrastructure itself needs work, but some people posit that this could solve the issue in at least Midtown, at least as far as urinals go. If you need like a quick hit and run, then somebody might take the chance on this thing. I personally wouldn't do that if I were you guys, because that's a crime, and crime is bad, and you shouldn't do it. People speculating more broadly, we're gonna get some really funny content really soon. I'm begging someone to drill a hole in its neck, which I think is just about the most disrespectful thing that you could do to this statue. But then you have the more mundane things where like somebody could pretend to debate the monument and then go like, nothing to say, Charlie? I suppose I win this battle in the marketplace of ideas. Ben Stiller in The Night at the Museum. Wait, why are you here? Attila the Hun and Roosevelt I get, but you're like a modern person. Bronze statue of Charlie Kirk brought to life by Pharaoh's magic. Well, that's debatable. I feel like if they're gonna parade this thing around New York City, the smartest thing you could do is just what it seems like this guy does all the time. Put on a truck, treat it like a parade float, and just let it be like a limited time thing that passes people by that they double take at and go, wait, did I really just fucking see that? Did that just like pass me on my commute to work? I think the one thing the Charlie Kirk statue is missing is the same amount of sponsorships that are on the IShowSpeed one. Like he's got the Dick's Sporting Goods, he's got Expedia, he's got Prime. There's more that I think you could be doing with this format of presentation, in my opinion. The only thing left to do, really, is to take bets on how long this thing will fucking last if it truly is finding a final resting place in New York City. Some people only give it 3 hours. I would give it a little more than that, but I wouldn't give it much longer than 3 without something happening to it. The only thing I could see the usefulness of this as is like people are trying to actively bait people in doing shit to it, and then they're gonna like use it as fodder to like point to and go like, see, people are like really uncivilized about Charlie Kirk. And I'm like, maybe, but I don't know, man. It just seems like a fucking thing that'll get shared around as a shit post more than that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Good lord. What was the thinking here? We'll be back to Delta Road soon. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at with a Y. That email's in the description if you guys want to send me any video topics. Be sure to like and subscribe and notifications on. Anyways, piss off.